All right. Okay, great. Let's go ahead and get started. My name is Megan, and I will be teaching 45 minutes of yoga. So go ahead and find yourself in a comfortable seated position on your yoga mat. If you've got a block or some pillows you'd like to use as props, go ahead and grab those. You're welcome to start in a seated kind of cross-legged position, or you can always bend the knees and kind of sit back on the heels. So whatever one feels comfortable to you, or if you want to try switching it up, you can definitely do that. So we'll begin the yoga practice, maybe closing the eyes down or either gazing at the tip of your nose. And we're just going to allow ourselves to sort of soften and settle into our body and into our breath. And we'll tap into the physical body. So notice the length of your spine. So hopefully the top of the head is lifting up towards the ceiling and your spine is nice and tall, and allow the shoulders to roll down your back. And even here, begin by hugging your belly button in towards your spine. And so throughout the practice, I'll be cueing that in different poses as well. And notice the grip of your fingertips. So hopefully they are kind of gentle and light, and we're not really gripping and holding on to the knees or wherever the hands are. And you're always welcome to lift all 10 fingers up, and then just gently allow your fingertips to drop back down. And then notice the muscles of the face. Notice if there's any tension, maybe being held throughout your jaw, so you can always kind of unhinge and move the jaw from left to right, allow that to loosen up. And maybe just tuck your chin just a little bit, the back of your neck lengthens out. And we'll start breathing here. So as you take an inhale, have it be nice and slow and breathe in through your nose. And then just slowly part your lips open and take a long breath out. Feel the rise and fall of your chest as the lungs fill up with air, and then on the exhale, emptying out. And we'll do that 2 more times. Big full breath in through your nose. And full exhale out through your mouth. And again here, nice and slow, really lengthen it out. Big breath in. And then full breath out through the mouth. Awesome, slowly opening your eyes up. Coming into a cross-legged position if you weren't already there. And we'll take a nice big full breath in, reach your arms up to the ceiling. Big exhale, go ahead and twist over towards your right. So we're coming into a twist here. Let your left hand drop on that right knee and the right fingertips on the floor. Notice as you exhale if you can just twist a little bit deeper, so maybe the gaze comes over your right shoulder. Stay here for another breath, inhale. And exhale, let it go, come back through center. Big inhale, reach the arms up to the ceiling. And then exhale, twist to the left. And so in this pose, hug the belly button in towards the spine. Really allow your spine to lengthen up towards the ceiling. Staying gentle through your right hand and the right elbow. And there should be kind of a widening through your collarbone. So from the east to the west, we have length here as the heart opens. Awesome. Exhale, come back through center. Big inhale again, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. We'll interlace the hands. As you exhale, just press the palms up towards the ceiling. So maybe your biceps are kind of hovering towards on either side of the ears here. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, kind of round in your spine and press your palms forward. So maybe feeling a stretch kind of through the armpit area, engaging through the arms as you press the palms in front of you. And then as you inhale, go ahead and lengthen up. So now the palms press up towards the ceiling. Breath in. And then exhale, breath out. Hug your belly button towards your spine. Tuck the chin. Inhale, stretch and reach those arms up. And exhale, press the palms forward. Round in your spine. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Big exhale, bend the elbows. Let your hands come to the base of your skull. And then for more opening through the front body, kind of open the elbows up back behind you a bit. So towards the back of the room. And then from here, you can either stay gazing straight ahead, or if it feels okay on your neck, kind of creep your gaze up towards the ceiling. Another breath in. Awesome. Exhale, let it go. Relax the shoulders and let the hands come to the ground. Inhale, lift your shoulders up towards your ears. And exhale, roll them down. And 2 more times. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, lower down. And again, inhale, squeeze them up. And exhale, release. And from here, bring your hands to your knees. And we're just going to kind of move in some soft, gentle circles. So kind of getting a nice opening through the side body, through the ribs. Staying gentle through your fingertips, easy through your elbows, so we're staying fluid here as we move. And then finding your way back towards center, sitting up nice and tall. We'll take a lateral stretch to either side, so start by leaving your right hand down on the ground. Inhale, raise your left hand to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, reach to your right. You can even kind of press down through this the right hand on the ground and see if it maybe kind of starts to shift your left hip almost down to the ground a bit more, and you can kind of just feel a bit more through the stretch. So reaching through the left fingertips, either gazing at the floor, up at your hand, or straight ahead. And another breath in. And exhale, let it go. Float back through center, roll those shoulders back, leave your left hand down on the ground. Inhale, reach your right arm to the ceiling. And exhale, reach over to your left. Maybe ground down through the left finger pad. See if you can sort of ground down through your right hip just a little bit more. Kind of feeling a bit more of a deeper stretch through the ribs and the hip and the side body. Spreading your right fingertips as you lengthen and reach for another breath. And exhale, let it go. Come back on up. Awesome. Gently place your hands behind you, bend your knees, and put your feet on the floor. We'll just warm up the hips for a bit here. So let your knees drop to the right and to the left. Great. And then we'll come back kind of to neutral, and we'll drop right into a tree pose. So start by lengthening out your left leg, bend your right knee, squeeze the right sole of the foot into the left thigh. So of course we begin by sitting up nice and tall, and a nice inhale to lengthen through the spine, arms reach up. And then exhale, start reaching for the foot, but if you can't get there, just place your hands on the floor on either side of the leg. You can flex your left foot towards your face and feel a bit of a deeper stretch through the back of the left leg, so through the calf and the hamstring. And see if you can soften a bit in your belly and maybe fold a bit deeper. Keeping the back of your neck long, so just gazing right at the floor. And then on the inhale, maybe using your hands, go ahead and straighten back up. So lifting the upper body back up. And then from here, go ahead, stay in this tree pose. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, just take a gentle twist to your right. And take a breath in. On the exhale, float back through center, and then inhale, reach the arms up. We'll just take it to the other side for the twist. As you exhale, just twisting out, using your hands as support where you need to. And then exhale, come on back in, switch your sides here. So we'll take a seated tree on the other side. Extend your right leg, flex your right foot, and bring the left sole of your foot into your right thigh. Relax the shoulders, take a nice inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. And on your exhale, gently begin to reach for the right foot. Softening through your belly, softening through the fingertips. Staying relaxed through your elbows and keeping the back of your neck nice and long. And begin to lift yourself back up. And we'll take a twist to either side here. So next, inhale, the arms reach to the ceiling. And on the exhale, twist to your left. Just here for a moment, inhale. Let the exhale bring you back through center, sitting up nice and tall. The inhale, your arms reach up high to the ceiling. Awesome, and exhale, twist over to the right. Exhale and come back through center, and we'll bring the soles of the feet together for a seated butterfly or Badakanasana. Sitting up nice and tall, and then you've always got the option to press your elbows against your inner thighs to have a deeper stretch through the hips. So on an exhale, you can always start to fold forward. And notice if you find yourself really being forceful. So a reminder to kind of just keep it gentle and see how it feels as you kind of just explore and see how the poses feel for you today. All right, go ahead and lift yourself back up. And then just for one moment, arms and hands back behind you, feet out in front of you, and just let your knees fall in towards one another for a second here. So just kind of go in the other direction from that hip opener. Okay. And now let's shift into our child's pose. So bring your knees towards the edges of your mat and flip onto the tops of the feet. And on a nice exhale, just allow yourself to kind of settle on down, letting your hips rest on the heels and stretching your arms either out in front of you or letting them actually come back by your side. So you can kind of see which one is feeling good. If you've got the arms reached out in front of you, really spread your fingertips nice and wide. And then kind of press into your finger pads, engage through your arms. Feel a nice stretch through the spine. And let the hips just continue sinking towards your heels. And see if you can soften a bit on the exhale. We'll stay here for 3 breaths. And big full breath out on the last exhale. And then guiding your way up to your tabletop position. So scooting the knees in a bit closer towards one another so they're at hip width. And arms are at hip width distance too. Fingertips are still spread nice and wide. And we're pressing the earth away from us, so really engage your core. And we'll come into some cat-cows from here. So as you inhale, let the belly button drop down towards the mat, bring the gaze kind of up towards the ceiling, the heart's opening, breath in. And then let this kind of start in the the spine. So from the low back, start to round through the spine, bringing the gaze between the two knees. And then starting at the base of the spine, start inhaling at the lower spine and then dropping through the mid spine and then letting the cervical spine kind of arch up as you breathe in. And then again, as you exhale, round in your spine, tuck the chin. Really press the mat away from you, and let's go one more round. Inhale, drop the belly button, let your gaze come up. And then exhale, round in your spine, drop the chin. And then come back through center. From here, we will kind of come into a like thread the needle. So we're going to walk your left hand forward. We're going to bring your right arm under the left with the palm of the right hand facing up towards the ceiling, and you'll drop down onto your right shoulder. And feel free to move your left hand wherever it's comfortable, so it can either be stretched out in front of you or maybe bent closer to the right hand. And so getting a nice stretch through the low back and this right shoulder. And then using this left hand to kind of help press you back up, we'll take it to the other side. So maybe just spend a minute here in tabletop kind of aligning. And then we'll go to the other side. So start to walk your right hand forward a bit. Stay fluid through your elbows. Drop down to the left shoulder, and you'll slide your left arm under the right with the palm face up on your left hand. So you're kind of lowering the shoulder down and lowering through the ear and the head. On your next exhale, use your arms and press yourself back up to tabletop. We'll come into downward facing dog. So walk your hands forward, maybe 4 or 5 inches. Tuck your back toes under. Again, spread your fingertips nice and wide. The hands and feet are hips width distance apart. Keep a nice bend through your knees and send your chest back towards your thighs. So in the first down dog, maybe starting with nice bent knees and kind of keeping the heels peeled away from the mat as we warm up and feel our first downward facing dog. And then as you start warming up, maybe you begin straightening through the knees a bit, and you begin to drop your heels down towards that back edge of your mat to open up the backs of your legs. Feel yourself relaxing through the neck so the head hangs heavy. Keep grounding down through the finger pads, and on an inhale, lift up on your tippy toes, so peel the heels away from the mat, big breath in. And then on the exhale, sink the heels back down and keep pressing your chest back towards your thighs. And again, as you inhale, lift up on the tippy toes, so lift the heels up away from the mat. And then exhale, guide the heels down towards the mat. Take a nice breath in and let's roll forward to a high plank. So you're going to engage through your core. Same situation with the arms and hands here like the tabletop. So fingertips spread nice and wide, pressing the earth away from us. If the legs are lifted, keep lifting the backs of your legs up towards the ceiling. And on a nice exhale, bend your knees, bring them down to the floor. Get juicy through the elbows and sink your hips, and just flip onto the tops of your feet for a nice opening. And then kind of come back towards a still place here, and we're going to lower all the way down. So start to bend your elbows and let the elbows kind of graze the ribs, and leave your hands just like they are. Maybe rest the head just for a moment, and we're going to inhale, come into a Cobra Pose. So The elbows are squeezing into your ribs and we're using the upper back muscles. So we're engaging through the glutes a bit, pressing down through the tops of the feet. Collarbone nice and wide, and on the exhale, lower down. Tuck the toes back under, press into the hands, and we'll shift back to downward facing dog. And a nice breath in, roll back up to your high plank, and we'll take a side plank on either side. So right hand stays down. We're going to flip onto either the edges of both feet, or if you want to keep feet stacked and just be on the pinky side foot of the left foot. Maybe the left arm can reach towards the ceiling using the obliques. Keep pressing down strong through that right hand. Another breath in. And exhale with grace. Maybe come back towards your high plank. Engage through the core and go to the other side. Left hand stays down to the mat. Engage through your legs. Keep lifting the hips up. And maybe you reach your right hand towards the ceiling. Gaze is either up ahead, down at the floor, or straight ahead, whatever feels good. Awesome, another breath in. And exhale, let it go. Come back to your high plank. Exhale, lower down all the way. Leave the hands as they are. Come onto the tops of your feet. Squeeze the elbows in. Cobra pose as you inhale. Heart's opening. Exhale, lower down. Tuck the feet under and shift back to downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward between the two hands. We'll come into a low lunge here. So the right leg is bent, the right toes are facing forward. Option to drop your back knee to the floor. So the left toes are facing directly forward as well, and we'll leave the left hand down and take a nice big inhale and twist the right arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, lower that hand down. And we'll go to the other side. So inhale, twist and reach your left hand up. And exhale, lower down. Both hands down on the floor. Drop your back knee and shift back to your runner stretch. So start straightening through your right leg. Flex your right toes towards your face. Getting a stretch through the right calf. And bend through your right knee, bring your right foot to the floor. Lift through the hips, ground down through your back foot. So we're working on straightening through both legs, and we'll fold over that right thigh. So hands are down, folding over that right thigh. If this doesn't feel good, bring a little bit of a bend to your knees. And then as you're here, check out your back foot. So the left foot should be angled up at the top left-hand corner of your mat. And from here, we'll shift right into a warrior one. So we do that by bending through our front knee. And then adjust the feet a little bit here. So for some more balance, you can separate the feet a bit. Work on the back leg being straight, having a nice bend through our front leg. We want the hips to be pointed straight ahead, so sometimes the hip can kind of peel open. If that happens, bend a bit out of the front leg, ground down through the back leg, and really kind of feel this left hip shift forward to meet the right. Okay, spine is lengthening up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and lift your arms up high and relax your shoulders. Stay for another breath. On the inhale, if you'd like, option for a little back bend as you bring the gaze up to the ceiling. And we will exhale, let it go. Lower both hands down to the floor and step back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in and let it out. Going to the other side, so bringing the left foot forward between the two hands, coming into lunge position. Left toes are facing directly forward. Your left knee is right over your left ankle. Option to drop the back knee. Leave the right hand down on the floor. Squeeze the belly button in towards the spine and twist open. So reach your left hand towards the ceiling. And big exhale, lower down. Left hand down on the floor. Big breath in, twist and reach that right arm up. And exhale, let it go. Both hands are down, drop your back knee and shift to your runner stretch, straightening through your front leg, flex your left toes towards your face. Beginning to bend through your left knee, bring your left foot to the floor. Hands will stay down on the ground. We'll lift the hips up, ground down through the back right foot. We really want to anchor down through our feet here, engage through the legs, and feel ourselves folding over the left thigh. Relaxing through the head and neck. And then preparing for our warrior one. So we do that by bending through our front leg, stay grounded down through the back foot. But feel free to bring more space between the feet. So you want the left knee to be right over the left ankle, really ground down through the feet. Engage the right leg, so it kind of shifts this right hip forward to meet the left. And bend through that front leg, and when you're ready, arms reach up. Biceps are kind of are near the ears, and your fingertips are lengthening up. Really firm and solid in the foundation. One more inhale, baby back bend. And then exhale, slowly lower down. So let your hands find the mat. Step this left foot back, bring it into downward facing dog. Slowly walk your feet up to meet your hands. We'll meet there in a forward fold. Let's come into ragdoll. So go ahead and grab opposite elbows. The feet are parallel with one another, so really dial into all four corners of the feet. Soften through your knees and fold. Big exhale, bring both your hands down to the floor, and we'll put our right hand between the two feet. Start to bend through your right knee, straighten a bit through the left. And you're kind of lifting the upper body sort of into a halfway lift, and then twist your left hand towards the ceiling. And for this stretch, kind of feeling an opening through this left leg, the hamstring, the glute area. So we're really grounding down through the feet. And we're aiming for a nice big wingspan from left hand to right hand. So really stretching through the arms. Another breath in. Exhale, soften, bend your knees, fold forward. Let's just come into a quick halfway lift. So bring the hands to the shins. Inhale, lift halfway. So heart pulls forward, crown of the head reaching ahead. Exhale, release, lower. And let's go to the other side. Bring your left hand between the two feet. Really ground down through both feet. Bend your left leg. Straighten through the right. Hug your belly button towards your spine. Twist and reach your right hand to the ceiling. Another big breath in. And exhale, fold forward. Next inhale, come to your halfway lift. So the back is flat, spine is nice and long, belly button is hugging towards spine. Exhale, fold forward. So always kind of keeping a micro bend through the knees. Let's rise to stand. Inhale, press through the feet, lift all the way up. So as you press through the feet, feel the legs engaging. And then sweep the arms up to the ceiling. Bring your palms together, and as you exhale, hands to heart center. Take a moment to feel the foundation. Relax through your shoulders. And big inhale, reach your arms up nice and high. Press through your feet. Exhale and fold. We'll move through some half sun salutations. Inhale, lift halfway. So there's space between the ears. Shoulders are pulling away from the ears. Exhale and fold. Inhale, press through the feet, rise up. Bringing the arms up towards the ceiling, bringing your palms together to touch. Exhaling, hands at heart center. Just pausing for a moment. And again, as you inhale, pressing through your feet, lift the arms up. Maybe a baby back bend, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Breathe out and fold. Bend the knees a bit. Inhale, press through the feet. And let's lift all the way up. Reaching your arms up towards the ceiling. Palms together to touch. Exhaling them at heart center. Breath in, reach your arms up. And big exhale to fold forward. Drop the head and neck. And as you inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Press through the feet, rise up. As you inhale, arms reach up. And then pull the palms together as you exhale. So now we'll move into sun salutation A. So we'll add a little bit here. Taking a big breath in, reach the arms up nice and high. And big exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway, so let the hands come to the shins, press the heart forward. And exhale, put the hands on the floor and step back to a high plank. Always have an option to drop your knees for your high plank. Engage through your core, back of the neck, nice and long, just gazing between the two hands. On the next exhale, start squeezing the elbows in towards the rib cage and lower all the way down. We'll flip onto the tops of your feet. Inhale to a cobra or full upward facing dog where you'd straighten through the arms. And exhale, lower down. Tuck the toes, press back to your downward facing dog. Lifting the hips up nice and high, a nice little bend through the knees. Stay here for a big breath in. Big breath out. And let's do that again. So either jump or walk your feet up to meet your hands. And we will inhale for our halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. So stand nice and tall, engage through your legs. Take up a lot of space here as you lift your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do that again. Relax the shoulders, ground down through the feet. Big inhale, reach your arms up. And big exhale, fold forward. Breath in, lift halfway, lengthen. And exhale, let it go. Come to your high plank. Ground down through your hands, engage through the arms, and on your next exhale, lower down to your low plank or lower all the way down. As you inhale, finding your cobra or upward facing dog, so engaging the muscles of the posterior back. Exhaling, finding downward facing dog. Awesome. And again, let's start walking our feet up to our hands. We'll inhale to a halfway lift. And exhale, fold. We're going to go into a quick balancing pose. So inhale, stand all the way up. Let the arms float up towards the ceiling. Hands come together as you exhale, hands at your heart center. Why don't we shift our way into a dancer pose? So standing on the left foot, you have the left toes facing directly forward. Squeeze the knees together, bend your right knee, and kick the right heel towards the glute. And so the right hand will reach back for the ankle or the foot or the shin. And we want our thumb face up to get a nice opening through our right shoulder. So the knees squeeze in towards one another. And if this is already a stretch, you can of course stay here, but to go deeper, start kicking the right heel back and up. And so it's got this nice opening happening through the right shoulder, and the left arm can gently reach forward. And if you've got something in front of you that is still, bring your gaze there and focus on the breath. Maybe spread these right toes, continue lifting for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly and gently exit your way out. And let's just kind of windmill the arms around a little bit here. And then we'll get ready for the other side. So standing firm on that right foot, grounding down through all 4 corners of your foot. Bend your left knee. Kick the left heel to the glute. Before we go anywhere, hug towards the midline. So both knees are squeezing in towards one another. Maybe you start by flexing your left foot. And engage your core here. Find your foot in the front of the room. And start kicking your left foot back and up. And the right hand can either reach out in front of you, or the right hand can just rest on your heart, whatever feels good. So we're creating a nice U shape with our right arm and that left leg. Let's stay for another big breath in. And exhale, let it go. And if you'd like, kind of wheeling the arms back behind you. Okay, let's flow through and find our way to downward facing dog. So press through the feet, inhale, reach the arms up. Big exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, hands down on the ground to your high plank. On your exhale, lowering down, squeezing the elbows in towards the ribs, using the core. Flip onto the tops of your feet. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhaling back, downward facing dog. Last down dog here. So maybe you can find your fullest expression. Let yourself really enjoy it. Maybe you close the eyes, shake the head, let the neck maybe go from yes to no. And let's slowly walk our feet up towards our hands, and we'll slowly come down to a seated position. So bend the knees and sitting on down. So bring your legs straight out in front of you. We'll come into a seated forward fold. So flexing the feet as you inhale, reach the arms up. And on the exhale, reaching for the feet. And if your hands aren't there, let the hands stay on the floor for some support. And this is a great pose to use a strap. And then lifting yourself back up. Let's go ahead and lower all the way down, and we'll come into bridge pose. So knees are bent with your feet on the floor. Feet are about hips width distance apart from one another. And walk your heels back towards the glutes. So you've got your ankles right under your knees. The feet should be parallel, so the toes are at 12 o'clock. We're going to press into our feet, lift the hips up. Keep the knees guiding in towards one another. So we don't want them splaying out towards the edges of the mat. And so we've got our sternum lifting, gaze is right up at the ceiling. And if you'd like to start kind of walking your shoulders together underneath you, so it's like the shoulder blades are almost like wrapping around the spine. So that gives us some more lift through the sternum. And then sort of grounding down through the triceps. So if your arms are on the floor, really grounding down through that. And just tuck your chin a bit to protect the neck. Okay, next exhale, slowly lower down. And from here, just walk your feet to the edges of the mat, knees fall into touch. We'll come into bridge one more time. Feet are parallel, walk the feet back in so that they're under the knees, walk the heels back. And then when you're ready, press down through the feet, lift your hips up. Keep the gaze right at the ceiling, knees keep squeezing in towards one another. Option to sort of roll the shoulders around the spine and feel a nice lift through the sternum and the ribs. And on your exhale, begin to lower down. And then we'll bring the soles of our feet together and let the knees open up wide. And then knees stay bent. Bring your feet to the floor. We'll come into Pigeon Pose. So cross your right ankle over your left knee. And then start to squeeze your left thigh in towards the chest. So your hands either interlace at the left hamstring or on top of the left shin. Flex that right foot. Should feel a stretch around the right glute area. Relax the shoulders. Your next exhale, find your way out of that. And we'll go to the other side. Bending that left knee, left foot to the right knee. And then squeezing the right leg in closer. On your next exhale, come on out of that and let's extend the legs. So reaching them towards the end of the mat. We'll come into a full body stretch if you'd like. Reach the arms up overhead. Spread the fingers and the toes. Ooh, excuse me. And then exhale. Bring the arms back in. Why don't we squeeze the knees into the chest? We'll go spinal twist to either side. So knees squeeze in, press the low back down to the mat. You can either take the knees just like this, so you can let them just fall to the left with the right stacked over the left, or you can squeeze your right knee into right shoulder, and then on an exhale, twist it up and over the left leg. Come back through center, squeeze the knees in, and then go to the other side. So either letting both knees and legs drop over or squeezing your left knee into the left shoulder, letting it come up and over that right leg. And then coming back through center, Give your knees a nice squeeze as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, find your final resting pose. So coming into your Savasana, so legs out nice and long, arms out wherever comfortable. And begin to close your eyes down. Let yourself just kind of let go and land. So melting into the floor, into the mat. Letting go of any tension that you might feel through the physical body. And then really letting the breath lengthen and get long. Take an inhale through the nose. And slow exhale out through the mouth. And then in your time, we'll find our way up to a comfortable seat. Again, sitting up nice and tall, feeling that nice length we created through the spine. As you inhale, reach your arms up to the ceiling. And on an exhale, hands to heart center. Tuck the chin a bit here, feel the back of the neck lengthening out. Relax the shoulders. We'll take another deep breath in. And exhale, let your breath go. Thank you for joining and practicing. Namaste. Any questions, always feel free to ask. Hopefully you feel well, stay safe and healthy, and we'll see you next time.